Hi guys, my name is Michael. Welcome back. So in this video, I want to talk to you briefly about a couple of things. Firstly, I want to talk about the month of March. I just want to provide more details about what I am perceiving regarding the month of March. Next, I want to talk about some of my opinions on what I believe is going on behind the scenes. We see a lot happening. Tariffs, trade wars, stock market down, and things like that. But I'm going to talk about what I believe is going on behind the scenes. And then lastly, I want to just provide some context as to how to interpret, where we are, in this whole financial transition, and how you should position mentally for what is happening right now and what will happen in the near future. So first of all, the month of March. As you guys know, I've been speaking about the month of March since last year, talking about the fact that I perceive that there might be some sort of a disruptive event or events in the month of March. And in my, I think in the video, one of the videos I did recently, I think titled "Prepare for the First Wave." I talked about the fact that the month of March is going to be a bit funny, and I said I'm calling it March Madness. And so far, March has been living up to the hype. You can see what is going on in the financial space. The stock market is down, the Dow Jones, S&P, the crypto space, Bitcoin, everything is really down at the moment. And when you look at the indices and you look at where we are, it almost feels like my statement at the end of February has been justified or is justified already. But when I dig deeper, I still believe that there's still something disruptive in this month of March. I just believe that in the remaining days in the month of March, we may see some more disruptive events as we move forward. Another thing that I want to bring to your attention, and it's important for us to understand this, is that the financial sector or the financial space, the global financial system, is being held on by very, very tiny strings at the moment. It's very, very fragile, very, very fragile. And that is something that a lot of people do not understand. The system looks robust and it looks, sturdy and strong, but really it's a very fragile system. And at the moment, things are being held up by strings. And so as we see the markets go down further, right, at some point something is likely to break. And one of the things about the financial system that is different from every other area or every other sector is that the bodies take a while to float to the surface. So what that means is that when you see multiple down days like this, when you see the stock market down for multiple days or for a week, it might look like nothing is happening. It might look like the system is absorbing all the shocks. It might look like things are going on smoothly, but it takes a while for you to start seeing the bodies float up. For instance, when we had the issue with Silicon Valley Bank and Signature, those banks had problems way before the public knew about them. So things could be breaking in the system right now that we will begin to hear about 3 weeks later, 1 month later. So that is how it works. There's a sort of a delayed effect to the to things going bad in the financial system. So you might just wake up one day and hear that one bank, issues with a bank here and there, based on what is going on in the stock market at the moment. So it's important for you to understand that things could easily swing sideways at any point, right? And that is why we must be mentally prepared. Even though we are expecting, our hope is that things, the opportunities that we are positioned for, show up. But it's also important for you to protect your downsides as well, because things may swing that way first before they go our way. So it's important for us to understand that. Then lastly, I think this is going to be more like an encouragement, right? I want to just put this out there because a lot of people might be tired of all this, waiting, when is it going to be, when is it going to happen, when are things going to turn for the better and everything. And, if you've been following my channel, I've always talked about the fact that there are two things that will be constant as we move further into the decade: disruptions and opportunities, right? And I said that the opportunities that will exist as we move forward are going to be opportunities that are baked in the disruption, in the chaos. So you must be someone that's able to navigate that. But a couple of weeks ago, I started hearing this phrase in my spirit: through the fire. And it feels like a lot of people have been through the fire when it comes to investing in crypto, right? A lot of people have been through the fire. You've seen many ups and downs. You've seen many cycles. So much enthusiasm at first, but haven't been here for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, some people 4 years, right? Things begin to, your enthusiasm begins to wane. And for some people, it's almost been like they've been through the fire, right? And so as I kept hearing that phrase in my spirit, through the fire, I started listening to, there's a song by, I think, Shaka Khan. It's called Through the Fire as well. And those lyrics really are really inspiring. But one of the reasons why I'm talking about through the fire here, and just to put this out there as an encouragement, is the fact that I saw something a couple of days ago, and that really just spoke to me about what we are going through and what the end will look like. So there's a Twitch streamer called Kanye Gerard, right? Kanye Gerard. And this guy played a game called Guitar Hero, right? So there's a game called Guitar Hero. You play with a guitar and you play to various songs. There's one of the stages or one of the games, one of the gameplays in Guitar Hero called Through the Fire and Flames, right? And there's a particular setting that no one has been able to beat. It's called Through the Fire at Flames at 200%, right? And this guy, Kenny Gerard, broke that record, last week. He was able to play that Through the Fire and Flames at 200% and finish it. Now, it's important for us to understand that it took this guy 9 months to prepare, to practice for that particular thing, and he had to try. He tried 50,000 times before he was able to go. He was able to pass this stage called Through the Fire and Flames. And so, what am I saying, right? A lot of people might be feeling like at this point, they've been through the fire already, right? But what I see here is that even though this process looks like going through the fire, at the end, right? At the end, I believe it's all going to be worth it, right? And that is just my own opinion, right? For people who are out there, it's all going to be worth it. Just like the way this guy practiced for 9 months, tried over 50,000 times. And at the end, the most important thing is not how many times you try or how long you've waited, is that at the end, if you get what you're aiming for at the end, then the whole wait will be worth it. The whole tries, the whole practicing, the whole preparation will all be worth it, as long as you get the goal at the end of the day. And so I just want to put this out there for a lot of people who might be feeling tired about this whole thing. People, and I know a lot of people watch multiple YouTube channels giving them so many dates. It's going to be now, it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be, and a lot of people are already tired. As a matter of fact, some people have given up on it already. But for those who have gone through the fire, who went through the fire, I do believe that there's going to be a reward at the end of this whole thing. So it's important for you to have that mental picture of the end in sight, because if you focus too much about the fire when you're going through it, right, you might not be able to reach the end. But I just wanted to encourage you guys that whatever has happened and whatever will happen, right, you should have that sort of mindset of I'm going to go through the fire and see this thing to the end, right? Because like most things, right, the reward is always at the finish line, unfortunately. So so I just thought I'd put that out there just to encourage you guys. But so many things going on behind the scenes. This transition is underway. The month of March is a very significant month, spiritually, physically, everything. A lot is going on. What we are seeing as news, events, and trade wars and tariffs is just a distraction from what is really going on. And this is something you must remember about the Trump administration. When it comes to Donald Trump, right, and his administration, there's a lot of distraction, right? And you must be able to filter the noise, to get to what is really important. As you guys know, Donald Trump is a showman. So his administration is not short of news and headlines, right? So whether he's signing the crypto reserve, whether he's doing one thing or the other, all those things, right, they are distraction from what is really going on behind, what is happening behind, what is going on behind the scenes. And what is going on behind the scenes is that the US is trying to orchestrate, right? They're trying to take control of this transition. They're trying to take control of it. They want to grab the reins and orchestrate the transition, and manage it in a way. It's like a building is collapsing, but they want to manage the collapse of the building, and they want it to collapse gracefully. But they know it's collapsing, but they want it to collapse gracefully, and that is something that they may not be able to do. So what they are trying to do is they want to orchestrate the collapse. They want it to collapse gracefully. They want this transition to be smooth. They want things to, fall into place. And, but what we know is that these things might not be so, because there's not enough time for them to manage that transition, for everything to be graceful. And so everyone knows that at some point in Donald Trump's tenure, there is going to be a very, very bad stock market crash. It's unescapable. I mean, it's been pushed down. It was supposed to happen, during Biden's time. It was pushed. It was supposed to happen, during Biden's time. It was pushed, and I don't think this can be pushed further down the road. So during Donald Trump's term, there is going to be an economic issue. I think that is a given. So, but what Donald Trump is trying to do, because he knows this, right? And he has known this before he even became president for the second time. If you remember, during Joe Biden's term, Donald Trump was saying that he would prefer the economy crashes during Joe Biden's time before he comes in. So he knows that an economic crash is already baked in. Is part of the cake, right? But what they're trying to do is they want to manage it, they want to orchestrate it. That's why he has brought Elon Musk and all those things. They want to manage that, that crash, and they want at some point they even want to pop the balloon themselves. So they don't want they want to orchestrate the crash themselves rather than letting the crash happen. They want to crash it themselves. Do you get? That is what is going on behind the scenes, regardless of what you're seeing, in the news headlines. They're trying to crash it themselves, really. So it's important for you to understand that. And so I just thought I'd bring this to your attention, guys. So many things to talk about. And remember, this video is just supposed to give you an insight into the month of March. Also, I wanted to encourage you guys that have been in this whole transition, in this whole space for a very long time, just holding, waiting patiently, letting you know that, as you've been through the fire, at the end, there will be, there is going to be something. It's not an idle journey, if I can put it that way. There is going to be something at the end, for those that go through the fire. And so I wanted to put that out there for you guys. So, guys, anyway, I think the video is getting too long now. So just thought I'd put this out there to give you guys more understanding about, what is going on. Remember to like and subscribe if you like videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.